Hello, welcome back to Brandon Media Strategies Session 5B. What are we going to talk about today? Well, so we all know, let's do the student preview, start preview. So we all know, just so everybody understands that I know, I opened up Session 3. There was so much time in between these that, nobody looked at their work. It's really unusual. But I'm moving ahead. So I opened that up. 3 is open till midnight. Then it's going to close back out. 4 will close again in a week after things are due. Well, they're due tonight. Yeah. What do we got due tonight? Thursday is fine. Oh, ticket giveaway part 4. It's the final. I went over this in detail on Tuesday. We're all good. I'm moving forward because I did the PDF lectures and everything else. We're doing something out of order. I'm going to let you guys do the every designer needs to know. You don't need to watch me work on that. You don't need to watch me work today on the brand. This is a project where you pick a brand that sticks out to you, your favorite brand, a brand that you want to talk about. That's what you do for this one. Branding. And you try to make it look like the brand. We've done it. I believe this is Exploring Brands B, which is the second one you've done. You've done it before. Now the big one. Well, don't forget to do your chapter assignment. We always do those, the chapter, read the chapter before and after, check it out. There's some good stuff there, logo development. And we are on to the new project, the exciting new project. Let me tell you all about it. There's going to be a new summertime street festival in Milwaukee. The street festival will be based on frozen custard. How fun is that? If you're not from the area, frozen custard is a Milwaukee kind of not tradition, but it's something very specific to Milwaukee and regions. And so we want to celebrate that. So this is a fictitious frozen custard festival. It is not existing. I've had students try to look this up in the past and find nothing. It does not exist. But we are using it as a base to create wonderful graphic design, a branding for an entire festival. What does that mean? We're going to be doing everything that we normally do. We're going to be doing logo development, posters, flyers, signage, tent designs, the whole kit and caboodle over the next month. So let's jump in this a little bit more. It's all about custard. There are going to be custard vendors with samples, treats to buy. Everything from frozen custard that can happen will happen. It's going to take place on a single Sunday in August. You pick that Sunday in August. Which one do you want it to be? First Sunday, second Sunday, third Sunday, fourth Sunday? That's up to you. The pitch. Are you a fan of the velvety smoothness of frozen custard? Do you revel in the rich flavors and creamy textures of the local delicacy? If so, get ready to experience the ultimate celebration of frozen custard at our brand new festival. Why a frozen custard festival? Frozen custard is more than just a treat. It's a beloved local tradition steeped in flavor and nostalgia. Yet until now, there hasn't been a dedicated festival to honor this culinary gem. That changes this August with our inaugural Frozen Custard Street Festival. What is due at the end of phase 1? Students must submit one PDF 16:9 format document that includes the following primary components. Research. This section should serve as the foundation for the creative work. This is where students present their rationale and creative direction as listed in the overall deliverables before executing the designs. What's your rationale? Where are you going with this? What are you going to do with this? And then let's dig around and find some competitor stuff. It can be anything frozen custard related. You need to come up with visual concepts. Students must create and present 3 distinct visual concepts for the logo. 3 distinct visual concepts for the logo. 3 different ones. Not 3 of the same. Not 3 tweaked. We do that later. 3 different ones. You can choose a single, create an original logo as a primary visual. Choose a single name from the following festival name option. Choose a single name. Why am I repeating that? Some people are like, oh, I have to do 3 different ones. No, a single name. You can choose Chillville Frozen Custard Festival, Big Brain Freeze Frozen Custard Festival, Sunday Streets Frozen Custard Festival, Scoop MKE Frozen Custard Festival, Alpine Peaks Frozen Custard Festival. Frozen Custard Festival must be part of the festival logo. Each of the 3 concepts should be presented with a brief rationale explaining the design choices. What are you going after? Why did you choose what you did? Why were you thinking, I'm going to do this for my logo? Let's dig in more. I want to point out a few things that students often mess up, don't understand, don't do the right research. First off, I'm sure 50% of you in your head pictured this when I said Frozen Custard Festival, and your mind went right to this. And let me tell you, if you have an image of a soft serve swirl cone in any of your logos, you'll get a C. Here's why. Soft serve is not custard. Custard does not come out of a soft serve machine. Custard comes out of a very specific machine, and it is scooped. There may be someone somewhere who has a soft serve machine for their custard, but it is not the regular option. So please do not have that be what you are going to do for your first image. Oh, I thought of a soft serve. No, soft serve is McDonald's. It's Dairy Queen. It's like all those other places where soft serve is not real ice cream. So if you do this, it will be wrong. And I will say, oh, I see you didn't watch my video. You got it wrong. All right. I do not want to see that. Look at custard. If you don't know what it is, it's got to look up frozen. Got to spell it right. Frozen custard is a scooped item, right? It's a scooped item. Now, we go back. So that's the first thing, because every year, every semester, somebody does a swirl cone, even though I mentioned don't do a swirl cone. So I don't know how many times I have to say don't do a swirl cone. Don't do a swirl cone. Now, when you look at these names, Chillville, Big Brain Freeze. All right, everybody thought of a brain. What can you think of? That's not a brain. Oh, Sunday Streets. This is a double entendre. That's a sundae, like an ice cream sundae. Did you know that the ice cream sundae was invented here in Wisconsin in Two Rivers? But it is also taking place on a Sunday, and you can create a sundae using frozen custard. Scoop MKE and Alpine Peaks. Alpine, like Alpine. Alpine. It's a play on getting a pint of custard from a frozen custard place. Now, again, we must include Frozen Custard Festival in this. When we're doing this, you think logo, and then your mind goes to a picture of soft serve, which I said don't do a soft serve. Then you go to a picture in your head of a scoop of ice cream, and that's your starting point. Let's not start there. What if we just started with the words? What if we started with a fully different symbol? So what I'm getting at it there is don't do the ordinary, because everybody does that. If I mention any of these to my 12-year-old son and ask him the first thing that comes to his mind, I would expect that a creative person such as yourself, who is older than 12, will not go with the first thing that a 12-year-old would come up with. Oh, big brain freeze. Oh, like a frozen brain? Okay. 12-year-old thought of it. Maybe something better should happen, or a better design. So I'm heavy into using the words. Create a word logo Don't just do the standard. We don't want standard. Standard sucks. Oh, I'm going to do a scoop of ice cream and then I'm going to put the words tiny around it. Well, no, nobody can read that. We want to shout. We want this logo. We want people to be able to buy merchandise with this logo on it. And it says like Chillville. Like it says the name big and bold and in your face. We want people to remember the logo. We want people to use the logo. Not just have like a little ice cream cone with 3 words underneath. That's not a logo. That I see that all the time. And it's like, why? Go with words, a logo, a word mark. You know, I'm really pushing that. I don't want, you know, a tiny, and I think I have this in my descriptions here. So I'm going to show you some years of work. Like always, I'm also going to do this project with you. I may start today. I may start doing some scribbling, but I want to take you through a couple of years worth of work, just stuff that I've scratched out. Let's kind of get these in order. Oh, no, I didn't want to pull that up. I think this is a good order. So what do I do? Again, what do you do to start? I never start on the computer. Nay say, I use digital drawing tools. I'll grab my iPad, my super old iPad from before. These are like 2 years before the pandemic. I don't even know how old it is. It's got a cracked screen. Guess what? I still use it. And I do drawings. And I sit down and I just draw. Here's Scoop MKE, right? Just drawing letters. This OSCOOP was that? Oh, it looked like the Audi logo. And I'm just scribbling around. Not a single image, right? We don't need images. Chillville. Wrote Sunday Streets up there. Just like trying different stuff out. Which one do I want to go with? Here's some more Scoop. Just trying like, oh, half circles. That's just a layer. Here's a, you know, just trying a fat pencil. This is when I first started using, I have no idea why I have this drawn up here and half erased. Let's erase all that. Huh. What do you mean I can't erase it? Oh, here. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, let's not worry about that. But Chillville, you know, I'm just playing. All I did was write that word with a big fat marker. Here, just more playing around, you know, like just there's another link. Here I did it, and I'm just writing the word. I know I'm going to add Frozen Custard Festival, but I'm just practicing. I'm just playing around. Here, oh, there's a red C. You know, well, what if I do a red? Starting to play with all pint. You know, I haven't found my flow yet, but I'm trying different things. Like, what if I do a script for all pint? And then I was quoting this because I had an idea in my head for Al, the name Al. I'll show you something later on with that. Just tried it again, smoother. Nothing on that layer. This is like, oh, I didn't like trying to make the AL a little bit different. Just playing around, just writing out. Pint, pimped, pim, you know, that's not right. Here, Chillville, or here's Scoop. And I made these custards. I've seen this done, I've done it, I've seen students do it. You know, what about Chillville? And they were like crystal looking letters, right? Here, the V is Ville, Chillville. So the V. So the main part isn't an ice cream custard scoop. Custard. I have to remember to say it. I'm gonna screw this up every time. Oh, and here's just a rewriting of that chill. You know, like I don't know, just copying over it. That's one time working on it. This was me saying what not to do. I do not want a giant scoop with just Chillville Frozen Custard Festival written in it. Done. Everybody's seen it. That's the first thing that we're going to come up with. It is not the first thing that I want to see out of your brains. Push it. Oh, I don't know what else to do. Then don't do nothing related to custard and just play with the letters. Here, this, This is the tininess of what I'm doing. You know what those are? Those right there represents the cherries on top of a sundae, right? Why not make those little cherries? It has nothing to do with the custard. It's all good. Here's just some more. I'm starting to play, I started to play that scoop, dripping, like dripping, drippy. And then this was like, the idea was a scoop. The scoop you use to scoop the ice cream as the C somehow. Here's, I was talking with a friend, and I was doing this, like, I think I was on a phone meeting, and I had a separate screen and we're chatting, and I think we were talking about this, and I drew that as a joke. Like, I totally, like, we're just cracking up. And that was my joke, but this led to something else. I don't know if you've heard there's a video game called Cuphead. I've never played it. I don't play video games, but I've seen images of it. And this was like, oh, this is a pint container upside down, and this is Al pint. And then I took some time, way too much time. Again, I'm always learning. I'm always teaching myself, doing digital drawings. That's what I came up with, and it was just some playing around, goofing around, trying different techniques. And there I got this guy, Al, for Alpine Peaks. I don't think I ever used this, but you know what? It was a play. Here I got some Chillville stuff. Let's see, just writing it out. Chill, like I'm combining letters and making it look, oh, what if I do? And then starting with the Ville. And you know what? I clearly remember when I worked on this when my take my son to ninja class or parkour class. I did these. He does that. I do this. Just got the iPad out. Just change the E, uppercase to lowercase, just to see what it looks like. Start like, oh, what if I do wavy letters? You don't have to do all the letters. I did one, right? I stopped. I was like, I don't need to do two L's. I'm just going to copy and paste that L over. I'm getting crazy here. Oh, what if I make it drippy? And this is all leading into what I ended up doing for this project. Like, here's the wavy one. And then I started working with more. Oh, and look, what made to include the scoops, right? But not as the main focus. Not as the main focus. Final one. Alpine Peaks. Just starting to write it out. Again, I'm not starting with any imagery. When we say logo, a logo doesn't mean an image of something. A logo is a representation of that, but it should have the information included. So we should think about the words. The words are key. The words are what we're doing. It's typography in graphic design. It is not just the visual symbol. I'm going to put an ice cream cone and call it done. Or I want an ice cream sundae with a banana, a custard sundae with banana. Think beyond that. Play around. You know what I was doing with this one? I drew this out, and I did this weird A, and I was thinking like an A-frame, like up north and skiing, like wintertime stuff can be really blended into this. So I started like doing this kind of weird stuff here, playing around, just redrawing. You draw it once, draw it again. Here I had one. Like it was mountains, Alpine Peaks. It's like a pint of ice cream opening up to mountains in there. But the main key is like the words. I see too many times we do these and the words are secondary. What do we got going on here? More just playing, uppercase, lowercase. How do we want the A? Again, I can do, what kind of A do we want? Maybe I bring that S around. It's just playing. Then I starting to get into this. You know, I traced out this one and I'm working it. Here's another one. Actually, now I went with this. I really like this. You know, and then here's that Joel thing where he likes to blend his letters. Then I was like, oh, maybe if I filled some in, you know, what is that going to start looking like? Went back to working on all pipe peaks. More work on that. Trying to like block out the letters. Just doing more and more, like getting things straighter and straighter. More playing. And this is where I was like, I was doing letters side by side for a while until I realized like, oh, I can start to use negative spaces in there. Weird angles. In my goal here with this one, even as I started, was the idea that I'm going to go and I'm going to do like a retro feel. And I think this ended up being oranges and stuff. And it was a retro feel. And I'll show you those developments later on as you can see what happens. So this is where I start. So like if I go to File, New, inches, 16 by 9, start at 150 DPI, create. Now I always start drawing too soon, or always forget to create a new layer. And this is it. So your first one you got to think of is like, which ones of these stand out to you? Which ones might be the one that you want to go with? And again, don't just stick with one. Oh, look at that. This is this card. Huh. I'm having that's still open. Nope, we got to close that. I got too many windows open when I teach. Oh, I didn't close it, did I? Here it is. Well, so let's also, there's also with these, think of nostalgia. Like what is like the heyday, like a frozen custard. Think of like, you know, my mind goes to this idea of like 50s drive-in, Leon's frozen custard. You know, like, and what is that? That's like neon signs maybe and stuff like that. Again, the big thing I want is it's the words. It's the feeling from the words that we get and making that the main component of the design. So what if I just do like, this is always a bad, because you get all this AI generated BS. And it's always the same 6. I don't know. But, you know, like a lot of these just, it's secondary. Like I love like this, or, you know, like the name should be number 1. The idea of everything else is number 2. Like, oh, this is like this one drives me nuts. It's a soft serve. That's soft serve. That's frozen yogurt. You know, like make sure we are not showing soft serve. That's wrong. And it's just because we have this. This is, I don't know, it's sort of scoop, but it's peaked. I don't know. It shouldn't be like that. This is correct. You know, look around. Like, look at like 1950s diner logos. Maybe I'll go this direction this year. Like something in this. You know, like I like these where it's, but the words, this sticks out. These hide too much. This corporate lady, like it's too little. I want the words to pop. More like this. This pops. You know, like I can read the words here. I can't read them very well on this one. So that's supposed to, ladies fashions. And what's this piece of steak here? Did somebody say that looks like a, what is that, a ribeye steak? Gross. Look around. Like, do you want to do something vintage? Ooh, this, you know, this is a good starting place. I think this is what I had in my head a little bit. I've seen some really fun stuff. If you go to our Instagram for MATC, you can see some other examples that students have done. There's the scoop one. That's why I'm tired of seeing the scoops. I probably have another one that's scoop. This one is words. Bok, 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 bok. And then it's scoop and an MKE is inside those. What else is there? Is there another one? So that's what I want you to start looking at. And like when we work on these, it's like, don't do your first one and forget about it. Okay? If you have to, sometimes I have to do that myself, and then I get rid of it. So like if I was doing big brain freeze, I'd draw the brain and then be like, okay, it's done. It's out of my hand. Now I'm going to move on. I've done a Chillville. I don't think I've done a scoop. I've done an Alpine. I haven't done big brain yet. I don't think I did Sunday Streets. Let's start with Sunday Streets. So I got my stuff out. And what am I going to do first? Just write it out. That's it. So make sure it's spelled right. And this is just to look at the letters. And then what if it's lowercase, it's still it's just to give you that idea. What am I looking at? What are the words? What is the relationship between these? And then I'm going to look at the shapes of the words as well. I'm going to look at the shapes of the letters. In my mind always like right here, streets. Okay, there's a double up. So my first inclination is if you do, I think I wrote this before. I'm trying to get away from it. And I was like, that stupid classic. I need to get that out of my head. That looks like a bowl of ramen. I wanna play like here. There's a relationship with the U and the N. There's sometimes like just for the heck of it, like you can just draw a shape. And then just, like if I just did, I always never draw them long enough. Like, so this is where it goes weird. See, like you can't have them all tall. I don't know. I want a relationship between these two. This is one where I'm going to have to think about it. This is a hard one. I'm going to stack them real quick. Again, I'm not settling on anything. I'm not trying to complete the project. I've got 3 logos to come up with in the design. And so separate out your time. You have to do the presentation. Give yourself 1 hour, right? Give yourself 1 hour to do the presentation. It's come up with something simple, clean, and clear. Spend 1 hour of that. 1 hour on research. 2 hours and 3 logos. What would that be? It's not even, it's 45 minutes per logo. And just getting it to a point like, and once you do one, like they'll start to come together. If I do a combo there, now I'm seeing that there's 3 S's. Nope, hate that. I think there's something with this looping S, but what can I do? Now I just went to solid shapes again, and I've done this kind of solid shape thing before, so I'm not going to do it again. I think like now that I see this, it does make me want to do like, you know, like that. You know, like something like, you know, Sunday, you could have like a secondary one. And then that's a little tight, but like do something like weird. This is now making me happy. So that's a direction I'm happy with. Then I just take that and make a new layer, as I sometimes do. Then I like to change the color to on a different screen. And then I can move this over, turn this off, and then be like, okay, so now it's figuring out the arrow. So oh man, make sure you spell things right. So if it's I'll get the font and then like little meows. And my rationale behind this one is nostalgia. Ooh, if I join that to that. This would be here, right? Let's see here. Let's get the eraser in there. All right, get that in a little bit. Now it's like I so badly want to do this, but it's not gonna be right. And then here, and then yeah, more lights. And add some more dimension to that. Like I could even make it like look more 3D-ish and stuff like that. But there's a direction. I could call that like this is a solid direction. I can stop working here. What has that been, about 15, 20 minutes? I'll come back to it knowing that like I have a solid idea. Everything fits. Sunday, streets, frozen custard festival. I mean, I need to fix this. But it's big words, right? Sometimes it's just fun to just like go over everything one more time. Ruin some of your letters. That of course needs to be worked on. We have like a big bold. Here's the fun part about digital drawing is that I can, now I need to emphasize this, make sure that we see that, right? And then I'm going to do my brush size. And then like just for emphasis. Now I'll come back to this. And work on it. Like, you know, like, well, with that, like this is supposed to be dark. This is supposed to be dark. This is supposed to be dark. What that would mean, oh, if I just want to do it, like I need to get it, sometimes I need to get it out of my head. So I'm going to do smaller. Now with white, I'm going to do this is on a different layer. And I'm going to do this. Again, it's just for seeing it. Another little layer here, and then I'm going to fill this in dark, but I'm going to leave like a white stroke around. And then this would be filled in with a little. So it's just playing around. Again, this is just some minutes. There we go. I can sort of leave it at that in knowing that I want to work on it more. And just work through the process. That's what you need to do. And like this, I build up the words. The words are the key part. And it's not, like I said, this thing that I see all the time is somebody will do, I'll see this, which I'm showing you, which means I don't want to see this, is they did like a big, oh, the brush is too big. Like, oh, I want to do they do some like weird dish. You know, like one of these Victorian dish. And then we have our ice cream, our custard, excuse me, our custard. And then they put a cherry on it. And then it says, rather than, so this is the secondary part. This isn't number one. I want people to be looking at the words. This whole idea, but oh, they'll know what it's about when they see a giant scuba custard in a dish. Like, no, let's have the words be king. Let's work on a project where you're not thinking about imagery, but you're thinking about the typography first and the imagery second. That's what I want. So this is a no, a big N. Oh, we won't do that. And I'll just keep that as a reminder to myself, like, don't do that. You know, like you can do this or this. Look at the difference. And yeah, I spent more time on this, but here it is. It's going to be just a big, you know, where Frozen Custard Fest. Hey, it's Sunday Street Food Festival. Well, why are you whispering it to me? Here, I'm yelling it at you. You know, like then, if I wanted to, then I put my drawing here. You know, maybe I add something in there, but there's room to add, but I'm worried about the typography first. So there you go. That's where I'm starting. File, save as. I think I have a project B already set. Save the cloud. 142 project B. Logo sketches SP 26 spring 26. That's for GRES 142 project B spring 26. I'm going to save that. There we go. So don't, again, say it 100 times. Don't go with the normal. Don't go with the first idea. Go beyond it. So when I do my write-up, I'm like, here I'm thinking classic. I'm like old-time neon signs. I think that's what I'm going to be going with this one is, even though this may not be a neon sign, I'm coming from that angle and things that would work for that. So there you go. Yeah. So assignment due today. And other than that, let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. I get to see 3 logos by the next week, Thursday. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to starting on this project as well. Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you very much. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you know where to reach me. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.